you're in a relationship, right? And there's a person saying you end the life, you're gonna start all over. That's pressure, boy. The pressure is getting worse. Let's say you're in a relationship and your boyfriend or girlfriend then tells you that they are HIV positive in the middle of the relationship, right? What would be your first response? Your first thought? Your first set of actions? What are the things that's going to be going through your mind at that point? I really love to put you on the spot first.
Me?
Yes. So I'm going to ask you, if you're in a relationship with somebody and they tell you, they have that talk, say, babes, I am HIV positive. First reaction,
Anger.
what would be anger? What would you ask her? What do you think you would ask her?
I am not allowed to repeat that on there. So
Okay. All right.
because it would be anger.
All right. Oh, I see what you're talking about
Yes,
there.
you know what
I think
the-
I know what that question is going to be.
Right. And then it would be. Honestly, I don't think I would be asking questions right away. I would have to go and cool off first.
Right. What would your first response be? You can hit us up and let us know. 430-1043. That's your WhatsApp number. If you want to call us, 457-1043. And let us know how would you feel, your first set of emotions. And what would you do? Would you walk away? Would you calm down? Would you come back? Would you continue the relationship? Or would you just feel like resorting to violence? So there is a story here locally. A few years ago, a man went as far as taking the life of the woman that he was dating because she told him that he was HIV positive. Right? Now it says that he wrongfully took her life. That part there is very confusing. We've asked the questions already, and we're not going to repeat them. So for me, I think my mind will go into a space where I'm not on earth. I think I'll agree with you. Anger might be my first response. One of the first set of emotions. And then I think I'll go into a state of disbelief. And then denial. And then I'll feel scared. Let's be honest. I'll feel a little scared. And that will only be because of the kind of stories that we've been bombarded with over and over and over, that HIV is something to be so scared of.
Yeah, it's like you have it as it's your end game.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you have it as your end game. But yeah, I would be angry, then lost, then scared, then angry again. I probably will be going through those three emotions for a good while.
I
Then
want
start to ask questions like the day after.
the day after. I'd want to know from the partner. Did you know? When did you know? Did you know at the beginning of our relationship?
How long?
Yes. How long did you know? When did you find out? And then I'd want to know if it is you found out you were HIV positive during our relationship. Then I'm gonna try to math out. So is it me that gave it to you? Like, do I have it and I don't know?
How you wanna how you get?
Right? Or is it from a previous relationship and nobody decided to get tested because, it's not a thing? You don't go to, at the beginning of another relationship, you don't test, or you don't test like every 6 months once you're sexually active. So many questions. I'll be so frustrated at that point. However, I will respect you for telling me or having that very difficult conversation. Because just imagine it, right? There is a stigma still attached to HIV and AIDS.
There is.
Yeah. And imagine you have to come and sit down to your partner and tell them that you are HIV positive. You yourself going through your set of emotions from finding out that you are. And then you have to deal with admitting that to your partner and the possibility that you might have infected your partner too.
That means they infect somebody else as well.
Could be.
Or somebody else infects you and they infect somebody else.
Yeah. Suppose the other person doesn't know, and you're the person who just so happened to find out. Then you have to go and tell that other person, your ex, such and such. Make it worse if you are promiscuous person. Make it worse, that's the way your partner find out that you were cheating on them. Make it worse, okay. Promiscuous, but you're not using proper protection.
True.
Hello, good morning.
Christella.
Hi.
Yeah. How would you feel if like just general reference, if that has happened to you?
Hurt, worried, scared, frightened, and denial. I'll cry. I'll tell you no lie. I will cry. How would you feel?
Boy, because we have to cope with. Yeah, because sometimes I find out that I feel like that is it for me. That's the end of the game. Although you have treatment, you can live your lifestyle. You can live your life still, but you don't know the reaction of people when they find out how you have HIV. You know, the stigma.
Yeah.
The stigma alone gonna kill you.
The stigma will make you stop eat and lose weight and break down your body.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true.
It's a rough situation.
Permit me to ask you, have you ever experienced like a friend or anybody close to you like going through that and they shared like how they felt about it?
No. But I know people names that is calling it and they did not have it, you know. Yeah.
All right. Okay, thank you so much for your call, man.
Bye. You have a great day.
Same to you, thanks. Thank you so much. 710-43, that's the number to call.
You know, we mentioned that I don't think I've had anyone comment. I don't think anyone will come and say, okay, well, I am I am HIV positive because of the same stigma. Maybe you might start to judge them.
Yeah.
Or you might start to move a different how around them, like you don't want to eat the same place as them.
Yeah, or you don't want to share the spoon, you don't want to drink from them.
AIDS is not spread like that, by the way. Not HIV.
Misinformation is ridiculous.
Yes.
And it adds to the stigma that's attached to HIV and AIDS. There are some people who don't even want to be next to them. They don't want to hug them. Exactly. Like, it's not spread that way. Education.
You know what? I just remember. I remember a couple of years ago, we had this lady. She was very, very slim, and everybody thought she had AIDS, and it reached to the point where she had to go in the newspaper and said,
"Yes, I remember that story."
Remember that?
I remember that
right.
story.
She had to go in the newspaper and say and show her test, say she's HIV negative, and there's nothing wrong. She lived my side, so
right.
I always say her. I always say good afternoon. I was not. I never like judged her or anything. I mean, I will be honest. I used to think that as well because of the.
Everybody's bombarding you with the
Right.
same kind of stories every
Exactly.
turn, every time you see it, and you start to wonder.
Right. But then that never like throw me off. I'm saying, well, good morning, good afternoon, whatever. What's the case? Right. But she went in the newspaper and said that she's not HIV positive and she would like people to stop harassing her. So just imagine that probably must be really overwhelming
It must be.
for to go through that, and especially knowing that you're not.
Could you imagine for those
So
who
just imagine
are...
you going through it now and knowing that you are.
Now, all of these emotions and what we're talking about could never justify a man or a woman taking somebody else's life just because. Could never justify, because there are support systems in place. You can go to different places to get help. You can go to the doctor, and it is possible to live a full life once you are taking your medication. And I have read that once your viral load is very low, then the possibility of you spreading that to somebody else decreases as well.
Now you said that, right? So I am wondering. No, this is just me and my conspiracy theories, as you want to call it. So if your viral load is low, that means you could get rid of it, or maybe there's a cure for it. So if they manage to get it so low, If you understand.
If the manage to get so low that they can manage to eliminate,
Exactly.
we'll leave that conspiracy theory for another time. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor.
Speaking about doctors, I another thing too. I think people in the medical profession they spread news. So like if it's somebody you know, you say, oh, you talk to the body and about the AIDS and about the HIV positive. I've heard that already, and that is not a nice thing. It really isn't.
No, it's not. I think people sit down for a minute and put yourself in another person's shoe and try to see how it would feel if you were that person. First of all, science has advanced so much that they came up with a vaccine for COVID-19 in like this, which means that it could advance so much to the point where a person who is HIV positive can live a normal life. You can have a good relationship with another partner, and that partner never gets HIV.
True. I feel there's a cure though.
I feel it's a cure.
Yeah, but the treatment, you're able to suppress it. So the suppression is financially bit more beneficial than the actual cure itself. Because if you're gonna get AIDS and you want to cure it, you just pay for get cure.
A lot of people will just be cured eventually.
Exactly. And there's no money spending.
Point taken. Now, there are some things that you can take away from this, right? The stigma, we have to continue working on the stigma towards HIV. It is unjustifiable, and there are some things that contribute towards it and make it even worse. Number one, lack of education. All right? We normalize so many stupid things here. Let us try to normalize that it's okay. You can live a normal life. Yes, you're going to be going through emotionally a lot of changes, physically a bit of changes. There are some intentions and some people who are very open about their diagnosis. Let's continue to encourage them and listen to their conversations. You could reach out to them individually if you suspect that you are HIV positive, right?
Go ahead.
For those who know that they are not, support. You know?
Yeah, don't judge.
Don't judge. Like it doesn't make any sense. What is so harmful? You standing up next to somebody who is HIV positive. Do you know how many people are walking around with illnesses that you know nothing about?
I was gonna say I remember a couple of years ago as well, they said that we have the highest. Well, I don't know.
It was a couple of years ago we had.
But I don't want to say have right now because I don't know the status. But remember they said we had the highest the highest number of infected people in the Caribbean.
All right.
In St. Vincent.
Something else, if you are going to get yourself, now promiscuity, I would never support that. I would never encourage it. But if you are going to get yourself involved sexually with another partner, protect yourself.
And get tested.
Protect yourselves. Get regular testing. Protect yourselves. Get regular testing. If it is that the doctor advises you to go on treatment, go on treatment. If it is that you need emotional support, and that goes without saying, there are places that you can go to get support. All right? It's not the end of the world. A lot of people are walking around normal, and you'll be surprised to know that they are HIV positive. But they don't come and they don't say, oh, this is my diagnosis, this is how I've been living. You'll be surprised. So surprised. All right, I think I need to vet this one first before I play it, because you just never know. It's now 9 o'clock. Let's head to the top of the hour. If you want to jump in on this one as well, let us continue to work towards reducing the stigma associated with HIV and AIDS and other diseases. All right, it's not the end of the world. Okay. All right, it's now 9 o'clock across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Let's head to the